Hi everyone, myself is Lingaraja, working as Research Associate in Savita Engineering College. My topic is Design and Analysis of MEMS Biomaterial Cantilever using Piezoelectric Layer for Solar Energy. Scope of my work is, as we all know that in today's world, researchers are garnering their attention towards to generate the electricity from renewable energy resources. So nowadays the usage of electronic gadgets are very much increased. So to provide the supply, that is to recharge those batteries will get more complicated. That is why in order to provide the solution for that, here we are designing the MEMS based devices to generate that electricity from solar energy. Abstract of my work is, so here we have we have been developed and evaluate a small scale MEMS bimaterial cantilever solar cell which is made up of the piezoelectric layer. So the piezoelectric layer is made up of the aluminum nitride to generate the required amount of electricity. In order to simulate those result, here we have been using the COMSOL multiphysics software platform. Then, after simulating the designed structure, we are getting the maximum electrical voltage output as 2 volt. Let me start the introduction about that MEMS. The MEMS is nothing but a technology which is abbreviated as micro electromechanical systems. Here we are going to integrate that various mechanical elements like sensor, actuators, and electronics through microfabrication technology. That when we talk about the dimension of the MEMS device, it will be varies from 1 micron to several millimeters. So as we all know that energy harvesting, next I'm going to recall what do you mean by that. So in order to generate that electricity from external sources and capture those things and store for further use is collectively called it as energy harvesting. So various examples are comes under this energy harvesting, that is electrostatic based energy harvesting, piezoelectric based energy harvesting, thermoelectric based energy harvesting. These are all the examples of energy harvesting technologies. So in this work, we are going concentrating on piezoelectric based thing. So as we all know that the piezoelectric effect is here we are can able to generate the piezoelectric itself can able to generate a maximum amount of electricity for minimum vibrations. So the thing is it can able to generate the electricity in terms of milliwatt range. That is the advantage of this piezoelectric effect. That is why I will be integrating these advantages into my devices to generate that electricity from solar cell. The MEMS based solar cell. So here the advantage of this MEMS based structure of this MEMS based solar cell I have shown here. The mostly in order to generate the electricity that or else to convert the electricity from solar energy, the cantilever structure will be a very good platform for that. Here it will be generating that mechanical vibrations. So cantilever in the sense one end of the beam is fixed and another end is freely moved. That is the basic structure of cantilever, which will be made up of a unilayer or bilayer. Unilayer in the sense only one layer have been used. If we are using two layer, then it is called as bilayer cantilever beam. So here MEMS based solar cell means here I will be adding one more layer, that is piezoelectric layer, that is which will be acting as the third layer, which is placed at the top left of the cantilever beam. That is why I am fixing this piezoelectric layer is to collect the maximum amount for minimum vibration. Even though if it is a very negligible amount of vibration which will be caused on the surface of this cantilever beam, corresponding voltage will be generated. So that is why I will be attached this piezoelectric layer onto the top surface of this cantilever beam. The advantage of this thing is when the micro cantilever exposed to solar radiation, the temperature should be rises, which will cause some stress onto that. So the piezoelectric layer which is attached onto that cantilever beam that will be generating that corresponding voltage with respect to the mechanical stress is generated. Here I have shown the simulation result for the single beam cantilever beam with biomaterial. Here it is called a single beam biomaterial. So when we are applying that solar energy, the displacement will be occur in downward direction. So why the displacement will be occur in downward direction means here I am choosing that different materials that are layer 1 will be a different material, layer 2 that is cantilever beam, two layers are there. First, when we talk about the coefficient of the lower material which is very much lower, that is why any temperature changes it should be happen onto the surface. The deflection will be causing at the low thermal coefficient material. Here the bottom will be the low temperature coefficient material. That is why reflection will be causing at the downward. So accordingly, the piezoelectric layer which is placed at the top left corner will be generating that corresponding voltage. So here that piezoelectric layer simulation alone I have shown in this picture, it can able to generate the maximum of 1 volt as the electrical output. So in order to generate the maximum amount of energy, here I am using that array of cantilever beam. This array of cantilever can able to generate the maximum of 2 volt as the output voltage. So why I have chosen that aluminum nitride means I have based on this table we can able to conclude that different materials I have tried to simulate while simulating that the designed structure the like cadmium sulfide, gallium arsenide, polyvinylidene fluoride, the quartz, aluminum nitride, lead zirconate. These are all piezoelectric materials, but I will be getting the maximum electrical output as while I am choosing that aluminum nitride as my piezoelectric layer, then I will be getting that maximum electrical output as 2. That is, if I'm using that quartz crystal, which is also very much closer to the electric potential, that is 1.9 volt. But when we come into the fabrication process or real-time environment, it will be a little bit complicated to maintaining those quartz crystal. That is why gallium nitride I will be using. I will be decided as it is a choosable. It is a required material. It is a suitable material to generate that maximum amount of electric potential. Let me conclude that topic. That is, when we compare about a traditional solar cell, that is highly depend upon operating with respect to the photovoltaic effect. But this suggested means solar cell, which will be operated on heat absorption and temperature change. As a result, the solar cell is capable of absorbing that whole sunlight spectrum. We can able to observe maximum sunlight spectrum. So we can able to generate the maximum amount of electricity in smaller area. So when we compare with the previous work, our designed structure will be very smaller in size. Thank, thank you.